They told us the stars were silent. They lied. And now, silence is all we have left. The universe had a voice. And we were the ones who silenced it. Dr. Amara Chen stood in the observation deck of the Chrysalis station, suspended in the frozen void between Jupiter and Saturn. Her palm pressed against the reinforced glass, feeling the faint hum beneath, the station's heartbeat, vibrating through composite material that separated her from absolute death. Beyond the window, space stretched infinite and cold. Distant light that had traveled millions of years just to die against her retina. Her breath fogged the glass. Still nothing. Commander Yusuf Okonkwo's reflection appeared beside hers, a ghost superimposed over the cosmos. His voice was hoarse. He hadn't slept. Nothing, Amara whispered. Her throat felt raw. 72 hours of absolute silence. 3 days ago, humanity had achieved the impossible. After centuries of listening, searching, desperately calling out through radio telescopes and quantum transmitters, we'd finally heard them. Not just one civilization. Thousands. The universe wasn't empty. It was screaming with life. A cacophony of languages, mathematics, music pouring across the electromagnetic spectrum in waves that made our instruments sing. We called it the chorus. Humanity wept with joy. Every screen on Earth displayed the waveforms, the patterns, the undeniable proof. Politicians gave speeches. Religious leaders reinterpreted scripture. Children drew aliens with crayons, smiling. For 48 glorious hours, we were united. Then Dr. Marcus Way made his mistake. I keep running the simulations, Amara said. She turned away from the window. The observation deck suddenly felt suffocating, walls too close, air too thin. Every model says the same thing. Her stomach churned. The chorus was always there. Billions of years. A cosmic conversation spanning galaxies. Civilizations talking across time and space. Yusuf's jaw tightened. He looked 10 years older than he had 3 days ago. And we joined that conversation. No. Amara's voice cracked. We didn't join it, Yusuf. We ended it. 72 hours earlier. The control room at Arecibo Quantum Array had erupted in chaos. Screens filled with cascading data. Patterns within patterns, mathematical structures so elegant they made physicists weep. Dr. Marcus Way stood at the primary console, his hand hovering over the transmission key. Brilliant. Impulsive. That boyish smile plastered across his face. We should wait, Dr. Chen had said over the video link, her image flickering from Chrysalis Station. We need to understand the protocols first, Marcus. What if we're interrupting something? Marcus smiled wider. The smile that had charmed funding committees and inspired graduate students. Amara, we've been listening for 300 years. They're trying to reach us. We finally have the technology to answer. He leaned closer to the screen. Humanity deserves to announce itself to the cosmos. Marcus, please. He pressed the key. The message was simple. A mathematical proof of our existence, encoded in quantum entangled particles that would propagate faster than light itself. A greeting. A declaration. Hello. We are here. We are conscious. We are alive. For 5 seconds, nothing happened. Amara held her breath. Then, the chorus stopped. Every signal. Every transmission. Every voice that had been singing across the universe for eons, gone. Snuffed out in an instant, like someone had flipped a switch. The sudden absence registered on instruments as a physical phenomenon. A wave of silence rippling outward from Earth at the speed of causality itself. In that moment, humanity understood. We hadn't joined a conversation. We'd violated a quarantine. Now. The data is conclusive, Amara said, her hands trembling as she pulled up holographic projections. Threads of light wove through the air, ghostly, flickering. The propagation pattern of silence across the galaxy. The chorus was a closed system. Civilizations communicated, yes, but only after reaching a specific threshold. They had rules. She swallowed hard. And one of those rules was absolute: no contact with pre-threshold species. Because we're dangerous, Yusuf said quietly. No. Tears broke free from Amara's eyes. She didn't bother wiping them. Because they are. Or, were. She gestured to the projection, her finger shaking. Look at the pattern. The chorus wasn't just communication. It was a defense mechanism. A collective immune system for conscious life. Her voice dropped to almost a whisper. Every civilization broadcasting was announcing to everyone else, I'm here. I'm sentient. Don't erase me. Yusuf stared at the data. Comprehension dawned like slow-motion horror across his face. They were hiding. From something that hunts consciousness. Amara nodded, her chest tight. Something that moves through the universe detecting the signatures of intelligent thought. The chorus masked them, billions of voices creating so much noise that no single world could be isolated. Targeted. Until we transmitted without joining properly. Yusuf's voice cracked. We didn't add our voice to the noise. We interrupted it. We created a gap in the sound, and in that gap, we gave it a target. The station shuddered. Not from impact. From something deeper. A vibration that passed through matter itself, through bone and blood. The lights flickered. Amara's tablet displayed cascading errors, sensors screaming impossible readings. It's here, she whispered. Yusuf lunged for the console, hands flying over controls. Gravitational anomaly. No mass signature. No energy. His breathing quickened. But spacetime is folding 3,000 kilometers from our position. He looked at her, eyes wide. Amara, nothing can do that. Nothing we understand. The civilizations in the chorus had a million names for it, Amara said. Her voice had gone strangely calm, the calm of someone who'd already accepted death. The translation algorithms kept returning the same concept, over and over. She paused. The silence. Another shudder. Stronger. Through the observation window, the stars began to bend. Stretched and twisted like reality itself was being pulled toward an invisible drain. Why? Yusuf demanded, gripping the console as the station tilted. Why would anything hunt consciousness? What's the goddamn purpose? Amara pulled up the final decrypted message from the chorus. The last thing transmitted before the universe went dark. She'd spent 3 sleepless days translating it, cross-referencing every linguistic database humanity possessed. Now she read it aloud. Her voice shook. Consciousness is the universe observing itself. Observation collapses probability into reality. Too much observation, too many observers, and reality crystallizes. Stops evolving. Stops creating. The silence maintains balance, it prunes the observers so the universe can continue to dream. Yusuf stared at her. You're saying the universe itself wants us dead? Not dead. Amara laughed, a broken, hollow sound. Unmade. Return to the quantum foam we crawled out of. She wiped her eyes. We're not victims, Yusuf. We're cancer cells. Consciousness is a cosmic disease. She looked at him. And the silence is the cure. The observation window cracked. Not from pressure. From proximity. The sheer closeness of something that refused to exist in conventional spacetime. Through the fractures, Amara glimpsed geometry that made her mind scream, shapes that predated matter, presence that existed in the gaps between thoughts. "We need to evacuate," Yusuf shouted, but they both knew. There was nowhere to run. The silence didn't travel through space. It manifested wherever consciousness became too focused, too certain. Wherever observation carved reality too deep. Amara felt it then. The sensation of being unthought. Her memories blurred at the edges, like someone was erasing her from the inside out. She looked at her hands, they flickered like bad holographics. Probability clouds instead of solid flesh. "Yusuf," she gasped. "Do you remember your daughter's name?" His face contorted. Struggling. I had a daughter. They were being unmade. Retroactively. Excised from the timeline itself. But Amara had prepared for this. With the last fragments of her dissolving consciousness, she activated the protocol she designed in secret. A quantum transmission, not outward to the stars, but inward. To Earth. Encoded within it, everything. The chorus. The silence. The terrible truth of consciousness and its cost. And one final message. Stay silent. Stay small. Stay unobserved. Let the universe dream, or it will wake and remember that we were never supposed to exist. The chrysalis station collapsed. A singularity of unmade possibility. On Earth, every record of Amara Chen and Yusuf Okonkwo flickered. Faded. Photos lost their subjects. Documents rewrote themselves. Only the automated systems, unconscious, unobserving, retained fragments. Data that whispered of things that might have happened. Might have been discovered. Might have been learned. Earth, 1 year later. Dr. Marcus Way stood before the United Nations Council. His hair was grayer than it should be. He didn't know why. The quantum array malfunctioned, he explained. The words felt rehearsed. Borrowed from someone else's memory. The chorus we detected was merely interference. Background radiation. We saw patterns because we wanted to see them. The delegates nodded. Satisfied. The celebrations ended. The search for extraterrestrial intelligence was quietly defunded. Humanity turned inward. Away from the stars. In a basement archive at CERN, an automated server registered a file it couldn't explain. A warning that should never have been sent, from people who'd never existed, about a conversation that never occurred. The file sat unread. Above Earth, the stars continued their slow dance across the night sky. Silent. Distant. Achingly alone. And in that silence, the universe continued to dream. Unobserved. Undefined. Free.